Howdy, folks. Welcome back to another Age of the Ring cast. We have a league match from Season 1 of the Age of the Ring League. And we have a Mordor, played by Poero, against a Rohan, played by Poole. And this is on Tol Morwen, which is a gorgeous map. Lots of cool ambient units, some nice warg layers and troll layers for creeping. Lovely trees, some beautiful ocean, lots of lanes you can build farms in or take signal fires in. Just a lot to love about the map. And we have a 4-farm start for Rohan. Please don't be peasant spam, please don't be peasant spam, please don't be peasant spam. There's an orc stronghold for Mordor. I guess if I'm going to complain about peasant spam, I may as well complain about... Oh, it is going to be peasant spam. Draft is the pick. But we do see a stables coming in also. But one of these guys is going to be on unit production, I'm sure. Or maybe this one at the front of the boundary here. This perimeter farm. But stables coming in also in the back. And I want to show you something. So this is a 24 per tick farm. And then when this does have a resource boundary. But let's see, it goes down to 23. But I think that's because this farm was built. Ordinarily, the calculation of resources, I think, has to do with when a building is destroyed adjacent to this one. So if you destroyed the stables, it would recalculate the resource gain for this farm relative to its resource circle. But I don't think that happens. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't think that happens when you build a new building next to your old building. So then the stables will get the calculation, and that's why it is only getting... Come on, show me a tick quick. Oh, it's not going to tick at all. I thought I had 5 per tick, but anyway. That's why this one didn't go down except due to inflation from the building of this farm over here. Anyway, a little side note on resource calculations and inflation. 2 farms are now spamming peasants. Peasant swords coming in. Not a bad way to start against Mordor, especially with draft, because the Mordor will, of course, lack access to early access to cavalry until they get that Nazgul on the field. So you're pretty safe with your harass groups going in with just swords, and of course you're pretty safe fielding your Horsemen of the Mark to pressure the opponent to make pikes. So let's see how the peasants fare with draft against the orc spam. I think we have Cracks of Doom probably as the pick. It was already used. I didn't see where it was used, but anyway. Oh, I used it up here. So these peasants, you should just let them die killing this farm. They're just peasants. I know I sound like a horrible human being, but obviously I wouldn't feel that way about real people. I just, obviously it's a video game. Anyway, whatever. The point is, you spend 150 on these guys. You want to take out a farm for 300 and lose them. That's fine. That was my point. All right, they're not real. Get off my case. All right. Anyway. But they will go down against this many orcs. So, of course, Mordor's strength is chiefly in the sheer number of orcs they can just field. 80 per battalion, I believe. And they spawn very quickly. This crucial farm, though, will go down. Not enough orcs back in the base to defend it. And these orcs here did defend that farm. And I guess if I were Mordor in this matchup, I would probably start Haradwaith. I would not go... Or not Haradwaith. I would go Easterlings. Wow, different region of the map entirely. I would go Easterlings because you're going to need good pikes against Rohan's excellent cavalry. And you also know that you will want good archers. So that's what I would do. But I'm not playing as Mordor, so. This farm also goes down. Horde bonus coming in for Mordor. Are they going to get this? Oh, they're going to get this farm? Oh, what a bummer for... There's one guy in the banner carrier was just the witness to that. And these peasants are definitely going to take revenge. They're pretty mad, it looks like. Boy, that was funny. One banner carrier and his friend took out that farm. Anyway, orcs do defend there. Rohan expanding aggressively. So Pool just sort of building right alongside Poero's farms here. And pressure on a lot of Mordor's structures. So good work by Pool, forcing Poero to defend on many different fronts and to constantly rebuild. Every time that Poero has to rebuild a farm, that is 2.5-ish, 2 and 2 3/4, 2 3/4 orc battalions he's not putting on the field. So quite an advantage there. Horn of the Westful does come in. The radius is huge on that, and look at that, 50% armor and damage for 60 seconds. It is not a tier 1 horn for a reason. It is very good. And these peasants actually holding their own pretty well against quite a lot of orcs. There's that draft coming in. What we really need now for Rohan is Eowyn's peasant leadership. But I don't think any heroes are out yet for Rohan. Nazgul is on the field. That will change things quite a bit. The calculation will now be forced to include lots of pikes. And Rohan, I think, will have to rethink things a little bit. They could go with Erkenbrand and try to upgrade to beefier frontline units. They could upgrade the stable and tech to something else, but Horsemen of the Mark... Oh, an archer range coming in, so that's a good choice if you thought your opponent was going for trolls. And also the yeoman archers can help you get some free kills on the Uruks. But the Nazgul being on the field means your yeoman archer investment has to be protected by pikes or else. Debuff coming in for Mordor. Screech coming in for Mordor. That Nazgul's already level 3. Yikes. That was fast leveling by Poero. So this will change things. If Poero can get a good hold now on his side of the map and start pushing forward with this just orc spam flooding the map, that may prove very, very perilous for Pool. Pressure on this farm. Peasants just hanging out up here. Horseman of the Mark coming in to try to get a trample on this group. I don't see any pikes in there. Yikes. A couple archers to help mow down the Horseman of the Mark. And these yeoman archers now being mowed down by orcs. Nobody's captured the inn yet. But this one has been creeped. Money has been taken. This one, I think Pool is distracted with other things and has not yet taken the money. We have 11 points in the bank for Rohan. God, these orcs are feeding like crazy. 370-ish. Now 400 out of 900 CP for Rohan. And 550 out of 775. 600 out of 775 for Mordor. Slaves of Nirn has come in to provide that eco. Where was it dropped? It was dropped on this interior farm here. Trolls now hitting the field for Mordor. Again, I'm not too sure about that because they're not going to do too well against cavalry. That would be my concern. You're going to have horse archers just run away from them. I wonder how snowmen do against them, actually, with their spears. But anyway, I would have gone with the Easterling Pikes plus Archer combo. But you can do monsters plus orcs and make the orc spam work. Clash down here. Double Nazgul. Oh, God. Level 4 and level 1. Running away now, though. Not getting this free trample on these unprotected archers. And Eowyn is on the field to help beef up the peasants, but not going to be enough. And her leadership does not apply to the spearmen. So it only applies to peasants, I believe. You can see the yellow circle is not under those spearmen. It's only under the adjacent peasants. So not sure how that's going to play for Rohan. But the one thing the trolls do have over the Easterlings is they are fast. So now Nazgul taking down this farm. Double trolls taking down this farm. If I remember correctly, the tree does not decrease the structure damage of the troll, but it does remove the ability to eat an orc. You cannot eat an orc while you're holding your fork/tree. Ha ha ha. Ere the Sunrise is coming in, and Nazgul Shriek, though, preventing Pool from capitalizing on that. The trolls are turned to stone. Pretty cool effect of the weather spell, in my view. Now the trolls are just hanging out there doing nothing. Interesting. That's curious. They probably should have resumed attacking after that's done. Huh. Not sure what that was about. That might be a bug of some kind. Anyway, 2 trolls down. That's what? 1,000 down the drain? Yeah, almost 1,000 down the drain. 960. Another tree coming in, and yeah, these yeoman archers are just going to mow down the trolls. So you've got a lot of high-value targets that are easy for your archers. And yeah, they took out the yeoman, but he lost 1/3 of his health. So I don't know. I feel like monster units are not the best play against Rohan, in my book. They are great for countering cavalry, but then if they build horse, like Rohirrim warriors, for example, because they'll have the knockback damage. But if you have any Rohan archers, if you have any horse archers, you're just screwed. Oh, and Wraith on Wings coming in to try to hit Horsemen of the Mark. Oh, Warriors of the Rohirrim. Oh, bad time to show up. Is he gonna notice and go for Éomer? I don't know why he used it. Was it to kill Éowyn? Is Éowyn dead? No, Éowyn's way over there. Huh. I think he just used it to chase away the upgraded horsemen from Rohan, the Rohirrim warriors. But not going for Éomer. Huh. Seemed like a waste to me, but... we got a level 3 Nazgul still. I think we still have 2 Nazgul. Éowyn running like hell to get out of there. Siege works for Mordor. Okay. 15 points in the bank for Rohan, 9 for Mordor. So Rohan leading the PowerPoint game. 350 out of 1,000 for Mordor, and 323 out of 825 for Rohan. I did get a new mouse, by the way, so hopefully you will not hear that clicking anymore. I'm pretty happy about it. But now that I drew your attention to it, you might actually hear it. But it is much softer. Cracks of Doom is available. I would drop it here. Or here, perhaps. You know, get all these units with that Cracks of Doom. No Rohan peasant can resist the Cracks of Doom. Troll does go down. See, I don't know. They're just... The trolls are a feat at this point, I feel like. There's just too many archers and pikes. But the Easterling archers, and then the Easterling pikes, because what's the natural counter to Easterling archers? Well, you're going to get Rohirrim warriors, or you might get Mounted Kingsguard. But then you have the upgraded pikes. Now your opponent has to make Snowborn, or something, and give them the upgrade to use their axes. So I think that would be the right play here, but we'll see what... but I'm a beginner player, not an advanced player, so we'll see what the Siege works, though, coming in strong for Mordor, helping take out some key structures. These, like, key early farms did go down. It is now very much Mordor's lead, map control-wise. 20 points in the bank, though. Is that Éomer? What happened to Éomer? Ooh, he is low. See, this is where Wraith on Wings, you take out this, you know, 2,500-ish, 2,500? 2,200-ish hero. With Wraith on Wings. That would have been quite the blow. Slaves of Nirn still on cooldown. We got the Wraith upgrade for Mordor. A good choice, especially with your leveled up Nazgul. Éowyn leading more peasants into the field here. They will probably stomp this group, so I don't know what the plan is. We got another clash over here, and also down the lane. Ooh, but these Rohirrim warriors will take out those marauding orcs. Ooh, spear throw from... Was that from Éowyn? That was from Éowyn, but she's as a Durnhelm, and she's used Begone Foul Glimmerlark. Did she use it on the Wraith? It doesn't look like it. But very well could have. You know, maybe it should do extra damage to Nazgul in general, but... ooh, Eowyn's low. Oh, she does go down, ran right into Pikes, and was getting hit by the Nazgul riding its fell beast. Unfortunate for Rohan, and this whole group is going to be toast. The stun won't work on heroes. These are this is a lot of money to invest, and not. Oh, they ran in for the fort rush. They will almost certainly not get the fort, but they could go for any high value eco, or they could go. Well, let's see. Last march of the Ents. Can they defend Tol Morwen against the forces of Mordor? Holy crap! On melee. Holy shizer! They did... Okay, so no heavy armor. Holy crap! So they're way better on melee, I guess. And they're still going! And this guy... I'm gonna take out this level 3 farm. You guys handle this. Barracks. Jeez. This farm's gonna go down, I think. That was unbelievable. I didn't realize Last March of the Ents was way better if you put them on melee. Maybe it is? Because there's just less delay in the attack speed. That's crazy. So that fort did not have heavy armor. Fires of Orodruin was bought, but cannot even be used now, nor can Slaves of Nirn be used. So it does look like we're going to have a builder rebuild the fort. And oh, it was built over here. So fort rebuilding coming. And now Mordor making a push to try to force Poole back into his base before before Poole gets any other ideas. So that was pretty amazing. Last March of the Ents value. Was not expecting that. I've been conditioned to think that it's a terrible tier 4, but they just took out an unupgraded fort basically on their own. You just have to put them on melee first. Sort of like again, the Stormcrow summon. You used to have to dismount them to get any value. Maybe Ents are kind of similar in that you have to switch them to melee first to get any value from them. I'm actually not sure why they start on Rock Throw mode. Maybe it's to prevent them from charging into Pikes right away. But man, they take out an unupgraded fort on their own. In melee. So that's the moral of the story. Nazgul flying over the ocean for some reason. Level 8. God. Probably was hoping to buy Witch King, but now can't get it because of the need to rebuild the fort. And the push into Rohan's base did help prevent any counterattack from Poole. So Poero successfully defending here, even despite losing that fort to the tier 4. Almost has his own spells back. Rohan has 10 in the bank, but we're going to leave it on Mordor Cam because we want to see. It has come back just now. Fires of Orodruin must have been used, but I didn't see where, unfortunately. I was too busy watching Last March of the Ents. So that's a bummer that we missed it, but we did see the other tier 4. Can't watch every tier 4 if they drop it 2 different places, I suppose. Erkenbrand is on the field. Love the remodel. Seems more suitable for his advanced years. Elfhelm's on the field, so meh. No Moloch for the troll leadership buff. We've got 3 strongholds, all level 1. We've got the troll cage, level 1. We have the garrison somewhere, because I saw the pikes. There's the garrison. And the siege works. Everything level 1, though. But not needing to do much else, because we're still dealing with yeomen and peasants here. So, again, I don't think there's been a lot of... I mean, the trolls have certainly helped take down the farms more quickly, but I just haven't seen them get nearly as much value as they could have. Gathering all evil to him. This is tightening the noose, it looks like to me. 800 out of 1,000 CP for Mordor, 50 out of 500 for Rohan. So I don't see how Rohan climbs back into this. They sort of lost their chance when they took out the enemy fort and could not capitalize. But they were behind on map control for a good deal of the game. So, gathering all evil to him with these cataphracts just running in and trampling those archers. And it looks like game over. Batter Ram plus Troll plus lots of units in support plus Wraith on Wings. Not Wraith on Wings, but the Fell Beast. Nazgul on the Fell Beast. The permanent one. Taking out the builders just for good measure. Building a wall hub. About a lot of good that will do. Game over, well played. Or sorry, good game, well played to both players. That was a fun one. I'm surprised at how valuable last March of the Ents was. So I'll take note of that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and see y'all next time.